Hi guys, it's Tim with Inflatable Office and Event Office, and I wanted to show you a feature that we had added a while ago to make sure that you don't save over someone else's work. This is something that we had noticed was happening a little more frequently with the new UI, just the way people are using it. And so we put a provision in to make sure that that doesn't happen. The problem is I don't think people really understand exactly what it's doing and maybe aren't reading the message and they're saving over each other's work. So I'm going to show you a little bit about that feature and how it works. So this can happen in a couple of different scenarios. I could have the same lead open like I do here in my browser, and I could be editing one, save it, and then when I come back to the other one, also try to save and then overwrite what I already did. More commonly, it happens when the customer is maybe making a payment or signing a contract, and then you have the lead open and you're saving over some of that stuff that was recorded when the customer did those things. Additionally, it can happen when maybe two people in the office have the lead open and they're working on it, and one person saves and then the other person saves over their work. So I'm going to show you with two tabs open how it works if I happen to do it. Same thing in all those cases. This is just the easier way for me to show you. So if I have this one open here, and let's say I want to, maybe change this price to 200, but I haven't saved it yet. And then I come over here and I say, well, I'm actually going to remove this item and save it. Now, if I go to this other lead, just to go through those real quick. This is a demo account, so we're getting a little more warnings than we normally would. And I try to save this lead, it's going to give me a warning saying that it's been modified and I should review changes. So if I click review changes, I come down here and we see this other message that's up. I can click here and see what was changed. So all these things were changed. We can see the totals were changed and so forth. We updated these things. So what I'm going to want to do is possibly refresh this page and then make my change, because the only change I made here was I upped that to 200. So I can either refresh the screen and then make my change again. What we're suggesting down here is that you open up a new tab. And when you do that, you can then transfer from this and make sure that you have everything you want on here on that new tab that you opened, which will be the latest information for that lead. And then save that new tab and then close this one. The other option you can do is you can click save anyway. And that's not really recommended because that's where you're going to save over that previous work. So if you remember, I removed this slide. That was the major change that I made. We're seeing a lot of other stuff in here just because this is a demo account. But the primary thing I changed was I removed the slide. And we also see that our total and our fee here changed. So I'm going to go ahead and click save anyway, because I want to show you what it does and what it looks like when you do this. So I'm going to click save anyway. And now it is saving and overwriting what we previously did. So if I come back up here to the rental section, we see that our slide is still there. We also see that, let's see, we do get our $200. And if I come over here, the slide's not there. If I refresh this, you'll see this change to 200. And you'll see the slide show back up here when I do it. So there we go. The slide showed back up and we got $200. So I saved over my change of removing the slide. If we come down to the log here, we'll see that we log that. So user forced save the lead. So that means that you click save anyway. So if you contact us and you say, hey, I don't know why this is doing, something's wrong with this, and we're going to look in your log and if we see this, a lot of times we're going to say, well, you saved over your other change. And so here's all the changes that were done and saved, and we note that it was saved over previous changes. So just wanted to make you all aware of that. Make sure that you're not saving over your work or someone else's work or even the customer stuff that the customer is doing when they're paying and so forth. Because if you're leaving this open, we can't refresh it because you certainly have made changes on it probably. So we can't update it without potentially affecting changes that you want. So we give you that message down below so that you can kind of manage that. So encouraging you not to click save anyway. Instead, click that new tab button, transfer your changes, and make sure that you're getting everything saved the way you want it to. Thanks, guys. I hope that's helpful.